What is up, GOAT World? It's me, your boy, JDZ, and I am back at you with another GOAT format video. As you know, the GOAT Grand Prix in New England has concluded, and we were invaded, baby. We were invaded. Canada has came down from the border, the Great White North, has came down to the United States, and has taken over the GOAT Grand Prix in New England. With me today, I have an extremely special treat. I have the entire, well, at least most of the entire squad of the Chaos Kings. Oh my goodness, the Chaos Kings came down, one of the Canadians' premier teams. They showed up and they absolutely cleaned up that event. They didn't win, but Canada did also take that with Chris Mateo going ahead and go and clean up that event. So what I want to do now, I just want to kind of throw it over to the Chaos Kings, let them introduce themselves real quick, and we're just gonna go over some of the top 8 decks that they had in this event and their incredible performance. We're gonna talk about that. So right away, go and 2-2 broken. Loaded Show, who's gonna take this? Loaded Show 25. Go ahead and introduce yourself real quick on voice. He's not on camera. And he's gonna we're gonna pass around and introduce the rest of the Chaos King.
Cool. I'm Loaded 225. Real name is Dan. I usually play Go Control, and I don't know, like I'm excited for season 2. This is like our year, like our redeem team.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Like we didn't, yeah, because
that's what's
you guys
up.
gotta watch the documentary on Netflix. It's pretty good, but I know honestly, yeah, like we missed out last year, and like we want to play this year, and like clearly these guys cleaned up when they went to GGP at New England. Very proud of them all. They all innovated and they all came together to play like one deck. And obviously, Tutu has to stand out, and he has to be like the one guy that just had to burn everyone there. So it was good. So good viewing, good showing for us for sure. And yeah, Tutu, go ahead.
Yeah, my name is Tutu Broken, real name Nordic. I play Burn. I played RGT actually for like 10 years. And I switched over to Burn like 2 years ago. Honestly, I started to play basketball, hang out with family. I work in real estate, and honestly, like we're just tossing ideas every single day, like probably 2-3 hours, with all these guys.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
guess, Shades, did you want to go next?
Shades 4, John Drew in real life. I tried to switch up my name to avoid confusing people with the other John Wick. He unfortunately beat me to that name, so I kind of
Dang, he beat you for the official title.
I should duel him for the name.
They do that. That's a real thing. That happens.
So I'm gonna go as J Port Druid. Easy for everybody to understand. Cause confusion. But just I knew these guys for a long time until we started playing Go. We used to go to pizza and just get some food and play till 2 a.m. in the morning. That was the good old days.
Dude, that's the best time. That's the best time.
Oh, it's really fun. It's really fun.
Okay, we'll throw it over to IMZ1. What's up, man? Everybody knows IMZ1.
Hey, man.
You need to play some more, man. What's
No,
up?
man.
Nah, come on, man. Come on.
Hey, man. I'm Z1. So, hey, I've been with the community for past 2.5, 3 years. It's been really fun. We play with the boys regularly. The main guy that kind of got me into this game at the moment, or I would say in the past 3 years, it has to be JYK and p-tran. So, all the deck ideas have bounced off prior to us assembling Chaos Kings. Was basically bounced back between myself, JYK, and Peter, and Loader Choose 25. Shades, Jerome, and 222 Broken joined us, like, you can say, like, probably like a year ago. But before that, it was just us four bouncing ideas off. And my favorite deck, obviously, is Chaos Turbo, with Solemn Judgment at 3 in it, no staples in it. Yeah, no worries. Apart from that, I'm just an average dude, man. Just the father of a 4-year-old son. And best friends to half of these guys,
Chilling.
or most of these guys, in fact.
All right. Yeah. So we'll go to Jerome. We'll go to Jerome. Jerome, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. This is Cloud Zero. I've been playing GOAT format since 2015, and became friends with this entire group in, I gotta say, like 2016 or 2017, and then we all started like playing GOAT a lot more during the pandemic. And fun fact. The history of the team name actually came from like this sweater I own.
Oh,
it says Chaos is King.
Gotcha. Beautiful.
look at that.
Here. I didn't play Connecticut. I wish I could have made it, but I had some other plans that Thanksgiving weekend. So I'll just pass this off to JYK.
Hey, I'm James. I'm mostly a current player, but I like to dabble in like some older formats from time to time. Go format being one of the better ones, I would say, for sure. And usually you can catch me always having like a goat deck, even at like YCSs and stuff.
Then you say you top a YSCS? Aren't you the #1 ranked Canadian player? He's so modest. He's so modest too. I don't know.
I topped
Well,
2 YCSs and Nats this year.
Hey,
He
look
came
at that.
second at Nats. He came
Second in that. That's impressive,
You know.
So Chaos Kings
No,
are
second at Mini.
so
And Nats was just top 54.
so the Chaos Kings are not just they're not just a Go format team, folks. They're an international multifaceted organization. But fellas, what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna go ahead and pull up these decks. All you guys that played did get a top in this event, which is very impressive for a Yu-Gi-Oh! Dueling team. That kind of stuff doesn't happen too often in IRL specifically, and you guys are a very dominant IRL team. So what we're going to do, we're going to pull up some of these decks, and each person who made these decks, we're going to talk about them, and then you guys give me some feedback on it. Maybe the team can pile on your teammates as well and say what they could have done or what they would have done or what they should have done. You guys ready to do that? Oh, yep. All right. So we're going to start. We're going to start with the 7th place, number 7 in the 7th place, or I think 7th place or 8th place, we got IMZ1 playing his own version of Chaos Turbo. So tell me about this deck, and let me hear your thoughts on it, because it seems very interesting. I see some things that are just jumping out right away when I look at it. Tell me about it from your perspective.
Yeah. So it's standard Chaos Turbo with basically 3 minor controls, no Solemns. I mean, Solemn is one of our favorite cards. We decided to cut it because for us it makes, we haven't really actively played, so for us we don't know like how strong it is in the meta. Solemn Judgment, and it's quite skill intensive card. It's just really hard to play, and I'm just a bit lazy, don't want to do too much thinking, but I'll just go through the list quickly. BLS, Breaker, 2 Chaos Sorcerers, 3 Dekoichis, 3 Spies, 2 Mags, 2 Assailants, Sinister Sangan, Thunder Dragons, and the Tribe. Card Destruction, the Trinity piece of Duo, Charity, Heavy, 3 Mind Controls, Pot of Greed, Snatch, Double Upstart, 3 Jar of Greeds, Mirror Force, 3 Rogeki Breaks, Ring, Torrential. I chose Rogeki Break over Wing Blast solely because we wanted to have outs, or I like to have outs to like anything, especially with the intel we got from a couple of the allergy guys. We thought East Coast would be heavily warrior focused. So I don't want to stack their monsters. I want to out their monsters. So I prefer Rogeki Break over that. Sadly enough, the only warrior I played the entire day, he 2-0'd me the bounty. But so it's ironic that the whole thought process about behind breaks didn't really come into work against the deck you're trying to beat. Side is 3 Mobius, 1 Emergency Provision, 1 MST. Emergency Provision won me a game. I went up to 15,800 life. He was able to do 14,500 damage to me. It was a burn player, but this thing just won me a game. 2 Mystic Walks, double normal and crossout, and then 3 white spreads and 3 Sakuretsus for the warrior matchup.
How did you lose? How could you lose to warriors with 3 Sakus and 3 widespread runes and 3 Mobius? How did that happen?
If you open double Thunder Dragons, 2 games.
Okay, that'll do it. That'll do it.
Yeah.
And shout out to LeBounty. Shout out to LeBounty. He is a legend in this game.
He's a very, very good player. So I can't take that away from him. But it was really, really, really annoying because it was just so close. And he was too far. But it's okay.
He was the last American standing trying to thwart off that Canadian invasion, So he did his best, but he ultimately met his demise. All right, but I like the deck. I think it's interesting. 3 mind controls, Nox in the side. That might be a new wave. That might catch on. But tell me what you guys think about IMZ1's Chaos Turbo deck. But you ready? We're gonna move on to the next. We have Shades. The Shades and p-tran combination of decks. Okay, so here is what place did you guys come in, Shades?
Peter came top 8, and then I came top 4.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I faced him in top 8, so it was one of us had to go.
Oh, team kill. Okay, so tell me about your deck. I mean, it seemed like the monster lineup is identical, or no, it might be a slight change. I think IMZ1 played no Tsukiyomi. You like to go with Tsukiyomi, so that's a change there. But tell me about some of your spell and trap lineups, and mainly the side deck too, because that looks very different than what IMZ1 did.
So Soul was more concerned with having an extra flip to set, so I played the Koichi and Peter and I thought that Tsukiyomi would be good versus Warriors, so that's why we had that difference. The only other difference really was the Nox in the main. We thought it was better to run the Nox for the removal with the Suk. And then we added the third mind control and we put the 2 in the side.
Okay.
Everything else we thought that it was try to play it the most consistent as possible. Same logic for Geki Break, we wanted to out the monster rather than deal with it another turn. We were not solemn, so we couldn't actually answer it. And we thought one jar was good because it's impossible to jar into another jar.
Yeah.
Side deck is where it gets kind of funky. I thought that Goat Control would be sort of the best response to Warriors because Goats gives you a wall and meta usually stops them from doing anything. And after a while, when you draw the Mobius, you take their monster, tribute for the Mobius, and in which game after that, very, very difficult to come back after that unless they have the correct card. Right?
Okay, okay.
So that was just our game. We were back and forth on it. They tried to cut me off the solemns the entire trip, and eventually it succeeded. And
so far, I mean, no one seemed to be on solemn. So you and p-tran ran the same list. You guys team killed each other with the same in a mirror match. That's unfortunate, man. I hate that happened.
Yeah.
You know, that sucks.
So
it was rough.
So on the day, I faced John. John faced Peter. Peter faced myself. John faced Show. Or no, Peter faced Show. Peter faced Show. Peter faced Show. So everybody played each other except for that one combination, which was basically John versus Show. That would have completed an entire circle of all of us playing each other because we came in the same car.
That is so unfortunate. You know, we got to do something about that. You know, they got to somehow figure out a way to tamper the Canadian power. You know, so that's probably why they had to do it that way. Unfortunately, you guys, but you guys still managed to thug it out, man. But I do like this deck. I like that kind of switch to the Goat Control package in the side. That was really popular last season. It's interesting to see you bring that back to this season and have some success with that too. Kind of catches people off guard. A lot of people don't see that coming, especially in the earlier rounds when the scouting hasn't been completed. But I think that's pretty dope, man. What was your record in the event?
You were both 7-2.
Okay.
Because you won. You won,
including the top. Yes.
Yeah, exactly, including the top cut.
But for Swiss, it was 5-1, 5-1. And I think Shoal actually 2-2 broke and snuck in 4-2, and he just decimated after that.
Oh, see, that's why it works. It works. I like it. I like that. Okay. Now, so tell me what you guys think about this deck. So we got 2 turbo decks, 1 turbo converting into a control package, 1 turbo, 3 mind controls. Think about it, man. Worlds is coming up. A lot of spice that you guys can still figure something out. So we're gonna go on to number 2. I think this is second place, right? We got 2-2-2 broken in second place. But first, before we go any further, I gotta know, what does the 2-2-2 quadruple 2 broken mean?
Means your other account's been banned too many times.
So basically it used to be 2 broken.
Okay.
And my account on DB got, I think, and then 2-2 broken got banned because I was being multi to one of the judges, and then 2-2-2 broken got banned. So I kept the pattern up and added another. Obviously the idea is,
why are your accounts getting banned? What is that all about?
Well, I mean, I can't stand stupidity online, so I kind of, I verbalize stupidity back to stupid people, so it doesn't go well.
Okay, well,
what he's basically saying is that he doesn't take anybody's shit. That's how it should be.
Okay, that's right. That's what's up.
But a controlled monster.
Okay. So tell me about this deck. We got Burn in the building. Burn getting second place in another GGP. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, Burn is alive and well, but this is a interesting Burn deck. It's like a mixture between stall. It's a mixture between aggro Burn, stall Burn. Tell me about this deck and tell me why you made it this way, and tell me how your event went.
So basically, first about the event, I played 3 CTs, I think 3 warriors, and then I think I might have faced a Burn. I don't remember. I think it was actually 3 CT, warriors, and as well as Earth aggro. So that was the other deck that I played. Shaggy.
Oh, that's my boy Shaggy.
He's a really good-hearted guy. Americans has changed fully. You guys are really nice. I thought, you guys holding guns. It's a lot different than when we actually had.
Mm-hmm.
So the deck, basically, it's a standard burn except for I would say 5 different cards. Well, I guess you can say, sorry, eight. So the wave modes, the 3 solemns, TT, Mirror Force. So 7. So these 7 cards, what your typical burn runs. I put the solemns in because of John. He actually convinced me, I would say like a year ago, and since then it's been working like charms.
Mm.
And the idea behind switching to aggro is because I found that I always kept losing to Mobius and as well as CT. So to combat that, I just thought I could outpace CT and I can kind of set up my board to a point for Mobius. I can just chain cards. So like my floodgates, they typically go out game 2 and 3 because I go into cat burn. So then their Mobius is usually neg 1, right?
Right.
So that was pretty much it. What I would change is I'm probably gonna cut the cat package to just a little smaller. So take out 1 cat, take out 1 whale, and then put something else there that can kind of stall a little longer. But
wow.
that's pretty much it for the deck so far.
Oh man, I like it. This is crazy. This is a crazy. The more I'm looking at it, the crazier it gets. Like I said, I'm not a burn player by any means. I try to play everything, but I don't play too much burn. But this is crazy. I would not want to face this deck in a dark alley. This thing looks like a absolute. It looks insane. What do you think about this deck, Jerome? Did you help? I understand you didn't get to play. You didn't get the chance to show up to the event. I know you wish you could have been there. I'm sure you helped with testing. What do you think about this deck? Did you learn or discover anything in testing about this deck that you might would have changed?
So I'm primarily a CT player, but whenever I take a look at this list and whenever I play against Show, I don't know, this guy has a lot of answers to a lot of cards. Whenever he plays burn, it's like watching a magic show. He'll have his hand, he'll set his hand, and it's game over from there. Like, I've seen him play burn so many times, and he's probably one of the better burn players I've ever got to face. I don't think I've ever won against him when he plays burn either. So.
Oh dang! Okay.
There's that.
Okay. I like it. Tell me what you got.
That is side deck here. The secret sauce.
That's the spice.
You take a look at it. Yeah, like you face burn, and people start siding in like Mystic Walks and a bunch of other stuff, and then just puts in a bunch of cats, and then that's all she wrote.
You'll never see it. And usually when you have that many traps and that many solemn judgment, all that kind of stuff, you don't really see the cat stuff coming unless you know it's coming. Like you've been scouted or you've been like some film has leaked or something. You don't really see it coming. So I think it's the surprise factor. Yeah.
The one thing I really like about this deck is that what I noticed was I seen guys side at least 6 cards. I know Shaggy Powers sided at least 6 cards for burn matchup he had. I saw 2 Mystic Walks and 2 Wangus. I know La Bounty had Walk and Shaggy had the Wombat and the Wangu. La Bounty had at least a Walk and a Wombat that I saw. The people are siding heavily, but this deck seems to just outpace all that siding, man. I don't know what it is about this deck. It's so weird. Like
Solemn. So the main deck is the Solemn. Solemn and Wave Mo, they put in work. Like, believe it or not, Wave Mo puts in so much more work than people think because it's another threat they have to decide, right? So you have to either pick between Wave Mo and Gravity Bind. Like, are you gonna attack or are you gonna get rid of a threat that can kill you in 2-3 turns?
Let's get JYK in here. So from your advanced point of view, what do you think about these GOAT format deck? What do you think about your crew? What do you think about your team and what they were able to accomplish in this GOAT Grand Prix?
They did very well. Congrats to everyone for sure. Very proud of them for that. Usually I like to play Chaos Turbo myself. I think it's just the most refined list, probably the most powerful one too. Warrior is probably the most consistent deck, but it's probably like one of the more counterable decks too. Whereas like if you want to counter like Chaos Turbo, you have to main deck like triple Kaiku, multiple dust shoots, stuff like that.
I don't know. That might make you weak.
Are you
matchups too?
JYK, are you a turbo guy with solemns or without solemns? Like Wind Blast breaks?
I like the solemns. I prefer solemns. I'm usually a fan of Raigeki Break over Wing Blast. Just because it's like more versatile, I think.
Yes.
I don't know. That might be changing though, man.
Example,
A lot of people were thinking Solemn Judgment is on the way out. Like Solemn Judgment is down. It's kind of softening up the game a little bit. You're gonna start seeing a lot of OTK stuff coming back and a lot of Empty Jar coming back.
I think it's
eventually
because of like a lot of the Burn players are like Burn has like solidified itself into like
right.
Like a solid part of the format. Like it's here to stay, I feel like, and that's why like a lot of people have been dropping judgments.
Yeah, if you're just
So it's shipping more of a better call, but like I'm still a fan of Judgment in general.
Okay.
Yeah, likewise. I think it just says no to any card, man. It's kind of crazy, right? If you think about it.
How's Solemn Judgment gonna be your favorite card? You didn't even play it, man. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that.
I mean, when we got in the car ride, Peter and I made a deal to talk John out of it, and we can't be hypocrites talking John out of it and playing it ourselves, right?
True.
So it was more of like, and plus, to be honest with you, and this is not like any sort of shade or not boosting. We didn't really test much. Like we've been out of the game for a while. So like we looked at the top lists, and obviously Ivan has had really a lot of success with his deck, Ivan Rosido, and he seems to be cutting down on the Solemn train. So I was like, this guy knows what he's doing. So might as well cut that bad boy until it comes back into the meta. Or you know what, we might bring it back to the meta. You never know at Worlds.
Hey, you can change the game, man. You can be the meta. You can be the meta breaker. You can be, but hey, what do you guys think about this burn deck? Get into the description. Get into the damn comments and tell me what you guys think about the 2 broken burn panda wave mode deck. We're gonna just put like 4 more 2s on there right now. You know what I'm saying? Just in case you get nuked again. You never know. You have to delete another account or something. Oh no.
That's actually awesome. You're a funny guy. That's actually golden. That's funny.
Honestly, I don't think Solemn is going. I still think Solemn is like probably the best card. Like, you know, if you have an established board with double Solemn in the back, come with me. Like, you know, no one's getting through that board with Solemn in your back.
That's what's up.
It's also, I think, the big issue with when we played was we're going into timed rounds versus online timed rounds in between. So with that, Solemn does have, you know, a counterbalance, right? And if you're going into time, are you really going to pay 4K life? You know, it's something you have to think about.
Yeah, and one of the things I mentioned at the start of the video was like Lotachus is like basically like he's like the oracle in the group because he was around at that time when Goat Formo was actually there. So, and one of the things we asked him was basically like, why isn't Solemn played then? And you know, at the end of the day, it was about time. Like,
if I can interject here, sorry. The other thing is like people played Jinzo back in the day, right?
Yeah, Jinzo
so,
was like a
you
staple.
have to also respect the fact that so like the moment you saw in Judgment Jinzo, everyone's playing recursion spells like Premature Burial, Call of Haunted,
also
stuff
staples.
like that. And like a lot of the people, and those were staple cards back then, right? Plus people like some people played Lily, some people like you know, like people would splash Beatdown, like they just primarily wanted to just trade and just race your life points, right? So cards like Ring of Destruction and everything, like James is not wrong here, or sorry, JYK is not wrong when he's saying that deck building has evolved. Like, it's true, right? Like, a lot of people now, they understand how to trade. Like, there's so much, like, material out there now. Like, a lot of people, like what IMZ1's saying with Ivan Rosito and stuff. Like, when you just watch him play, you can see how patient he is, how he takes his time to play, and, like, how he's, like, just trying to, like, get the most value out of his cards. And, like, a lot of people back then probably didn't play that way. So that's why, like, Solemn isn't as favored. It's also, like, you have to understand, like, it's a primitive, like, game, right, at that time. So people are thinking 8,000 minus 4,000, that's a lot of life points for them, is what they're thinking. Us nowadays, like, we're thinking, oh, you know what, like,
as long as
if
you
go
got
Lightning Vortex and ditch a card, I can go, I can negate that. Or if you drop a big boss monster like a Sorcerer, I can negate that. Like, that's what I'm thinking about, as long as I can win the game, because the life points are researched at the end of the day, so...
Okay.
It was preference, I guess, right?
And that's why I want to say, I want to throw it to the audience too, man. What do you guys think about Solemn Judgment? Is it in? Is it faux pas? Is it here to stay, or is it time to go? Has it run its course? I don't know, because it is trending. It is trending down. Solemn Judgment's trending down.
It's going down.
Wing Blast is going up. I think Regeki Break is kind of holding steady. I don't know. Sell your Solemn Judgment or buy. I don't know.
Honestly,
it's
going to cycle back. Like in 2020. Chaos Turbo decks didn't really have Solemn Judgment. Then a couple of months following that, people started using Solemn Judgment. Exactly. And now people are like taking it out. And Burn was a thing, but Burn was primarily played on like ladder. and that's why we see a lot more Burn players now because of 2021 Worlds when Delinquent won with Burn.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, people started like figuring out ways to use Burn consistently. And then now, because of that, people are cutting down on Solemns. People are including Mystic Walks. Like, it's just gonna cycle over. It just depends on like how often people want to play these certain decks at the end of the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it, man. I like to talk, man. I like the combo too. We're gonna have to do something again. We're gonna have to get the Chaos Kings back into the building again at a later date. You know, it is getting late. You know what I'm saying? I know you guys have business to attend to. I really appreciate you coming by and taking time with the program and talking to me about the metagame and about your cool decks and about your experience. But I want to hear some shout outs, man. Can we get some special shout outs from the Chaos Kings to the GOAT World before we sign this thing off and wrap it up and get out of here?
I'll just start off. Is that okay, show?
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to World Gone Mad and what's that guy? And Mark MPS. They're just super nice guys. Always nice to talk game theory with. We were with LRG before we left them, went to Chaos Kings. Even then, they've kind of held their arms open whenever I talk to them about deck discussions and theory. Super nice. So the two of those guys, thanks so much. And Moxie's, even though Moxie's left LRG, still a cool chat.
I wanted to say that two of the nicest guys I met in my trip in New England, one was Inseds, and the other one is his, I think his roommate that came with him, Tyler. Is that right, John?
Oh, Fox. Fox, yeah.
Fox.
Yeah.
Him and Inseds are two of the biggest angels, sweetest guys in real life you'll ever meet, honestly. So that made my trip actually worthwhile because we had long discussions with them, and then John played like Detox with Inseds for like 2 hours. So that was pretty nice, and I want to give shout out to both of those guys.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Any more shout outs before we wrap this thing up?
Yeah, just quickly, shout out to everybody who plays GOAT, wants to play GOAT, plays GOAT, because without you guys, we don't have the community, you know? So,
yeah, absolutely.
Keep doing what you do and keep spreading it as best you can. It's the game we love to play and we want to get people in there, right?
Hell yeah. Okay.
I'd just give a shout out to p-tran XP.
Oh yeah.
Didn't make it to this call, but shout out to him.
That's a fair point.
Shout out to
absolutely.
Fresh. He was on our team when we were playing War League.
Okay.
And obviously, I cannot forget my baby brother. He too was on the team. Sho and I have a younger brother. He's very inactive in the GOAT community. His DB is Agent 07.
I remember him. I remember he showed up. I mean, I'm
exactly.
telling you, I will be so upset if the Chaos Kings do not feature or not featured into the War League this season. I understand last season everything had to get cut short. It was too much calamity and chaos to be dealing with. So I understand why everything went the way it went. But this season we were new. Everything is fresh. I fully expect to see the Chaos Kings coming back and dominate that thing just like you guys were doing season 1.
Absolutely. Awesome.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks so much, ADZ.
Of course.
You have a good day.
Of course, man. All right. So that was the Chaos Kings coming in, swing by the program, talking about their GOAT Grand Prix performance in New England. I had a blast with those guys. Tell me, guys, what you think about this long form style podcast, meet the player, show the deck kind of thing. I really like meeting the whole team at one time. I thought that was pretty cool. Tell me what you guys think. What do you guys think about Canada? That's a crazy place to play some Yu-Gi-Oh! Canada's pretty stacked, man. They got a lot of talented Yu-Gi-Oh! Individuals, GOAT format up in Canada. Shout out to them and everyone else. And also shout out to Chris Teo for winning that event. Maybe we can get him to come by the program. He notoriously does not speak to the media, so do not hold your breath. We will see. Maybe AJT can do it. They're boys. So I don't know. So stay tuned for that. The last chance qualifier, we have one Saturday and one on Sunday. So if you want to do that, if you want to participate in that, make sure you turn your notifications on. Swing by the Discord. Keep following the announcements because as soon as it opens, you can hop in there and do that. So tell me what you think about this video. Tell me what you think about these decks. Tell me what you think about the Chaos Kings and all that. And also, tell me what you think about the Canadian Yu-Gi-Oh! Format scene up there. I think Canada is like on there with Italy and maybe even close to US. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about that. So until then, I'm JDZ. I play GOAT. So next time, shout out to the real ones. Salute to the OGs. Peace.
This program was made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.